welcome to another video. Today we are looking at my March monthly wrap-up and my reading log. Each month I'm going to film this out for you. I hope that I can keep up with it, but as I did with last month in February, I showed you how I finish off my month in my reading log, and I also talked about the books that I read, and I thought that was really fun, so I would try it again. Let me know if you're enjoying this or not, and if I could make any changes in the future. So as you can see, we are filling in my favourite book of the month, and I was incredibly fortunate to receive the ARC copy of These Twisted Bonds. If you don't know, These Hollow Vows was one of my absolute favourite books of last year. I am so obsessed with this world, and when I received the ARC copy for These Twisted Bonds, I actually squealed, like full on shrieked, and was very excited to have received it. Went out and told my mum, told everyone that I could, and then one of my closest friends that I read with also got it, so we got to buddy read it together, and it was such an amazing experience. Even if I had read it by myself, I would have given this 5 stars. It was just incredible. I loved every moment of it. But getting to read it with my best friend, who also got a copy of the ARC, and my friend that I was buddy reading it with, it just made the experience so much, just so much better than reading it alone. I'm totally going to reread it when it comes out, and I'm actually going to reread These Hollow Vows because that was the plan, but of course I had no idea I was going to get this ARC, and there was no way I was going to sit on it. So very excited that I got this opportunity, and of course it became my favourite read of March. Over March I had a lot of books where I gave good ratings to. However, I don't really feel as though I was engaged with the books that I read this month. There were some really great ones. I had 3 5-star reads, so aside from These Twisted Bonds, I also loved From Lukov with Love and the 6 Crimson Cranes. They were the other 2 5-star reads along with These Twisted Bonds, and I loved all 3 books so much. Cannot recommend them hard enough. But I gave 11 4 stars out, but I just don't really feel as though I remember every single book but I gave 4 stars to. I just don't feel like this month has gone by in a way where I have enjoyed it as much as other months, if that's kind of gives them some sort of understanding to how I'm feeling. It just, yeah, I mean, there were some really great reads again, like I gave 4.5 stars to Always Only You by Chloe Leese. Absolutely love this writer. She does own voices so well. Disability rep is on point, and so is the romance in these books. I just love the Bergman Brothers series so much. Also, books like Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I also got the ARC copy of The Dragon's Promise, which I was very fortunate to get as well, and whilst I didn't enjoy it as much as 6 Crimson Cranes, it was still a really good end to the duology. I read A Curse So Dark and Lily. I really enjoyed that, and I had an alright time. Like, the books that I read, they weren't mind-blowing enough for me to remember them all, but I still had an alright time. It's just weird feeling. I felt like I was in a bit of a slump, but I actually read 21 books, which was higher than the last month. So I guess I wasn't that slumpy after all, and I'd really like to see what I would be like if I was actually in a slump. So let's get into the stats. I read 21 books, like I said, and out of those, 20 of them were books and 1 was a novella. And for star ratings, I gave out 3 5 stars, 1 4.5 star, 11 4 stars, 3 3.5 stars, 1 2 3 stars, 2.25 stars, and 2 stars, 1 for each of those. And I read 8,271 pages. The average rating was 3.88, and last month it was 3.8 as well, but I went and checked and it was slightly low. I think it was 3.87, so still slightly higher, but I don't feel as though this month was as enjoyable, like I said. So yeah, pretty average on the ratings there. Out of the genres, I read 8 fantasy, 4 paranormal, 9 romance books, 8 adult books, 8 new adult books and 5 young adult, and I read 4 physical books and 17 ebooks. So my goal for April is to read more physical books because I keep reading a lot of ebooks. That's easier for me. I'm always on the go, or I can just fit them in wherever I am in my day-to-day life, but I really do enjoy reading physical books, so I'm going to try and aim to get that done more often. As you can see, I went a little bit differently with the setup of the collage. I didn't set them up and then try and figure it out afterwards. I just did it off screen and then just printed them out in the order that I wanted to put them down. I'm just showing that I put down the new colour for April. I read a book and I finished it 20 minutes into the new month, so last night, so I just quickly put that in here as well and moved on pretty quickly. I forgot to add in the books that I brought into the own TBR. I've had to do that off screen, but here I am filling in the pixel of what books I read each month and how many each day. So this is actually looking really cool now that I've done 3 months of it in a row, and it's interesting to see some days have the same amount of books in each month. Maybe that's just because that's how the month goes, or could just be coincidence. I'm not quite sure, but I really am enjoying seeing this come together as a yearly graph. What else should I talk about? I did have some disappointing reads this month. There were a couple that I really did not enjoy at all, and it was really disappointing because they were both arcs. Again, this seems to be a theme. I'm really kind of sad that a lot of the synopsis that publishers put up really sell the book, and it makes it sound amazing. And I do a lot of research as well to try and see if the author is the right pick for me, because I don't want to be giving out bad ratings if I can avoid choosing an author that's not going to sit right with me. But seems to be that I keep picking books that aren't quite up my alley and that I'm not enjoying. So I'm hopeful that I can be a bit more educated and a bit more reluctant to sign up for ARCs in the upcoming months. Thank you so much for all the support that I'm receiving lately on my channel. I'm really enjoying sharing these videos with you all. I have changed my formats a little bit. I'm not going to be showing my personal bullet journal so much. I'm really just going to focus on this channel for my reading log and my reading journey overall. And I'm hopeful that you'll stick around and enjoy what I'm sharing. So there's not really much more to say on the front of the books for March. I hope that April's going to be a better reading time for me, at least in feeling rather than in quantity. I don't mind if I don't read nearly as much over April as long as the quality is good. I hope you all have a wonderful reading month ahead of you, and I will check in with you very soon with another video. Once again, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you all are having a great day or night wherever you are in this world. Bye everyone!